hope you enjoyed that little Frozen intro music today. If you like that type of music, you can look at some of these books they have for sale. They are different levels, so you want to look for this is the one that I purchased was an easy piano, and it's not actually super easy. But they have some other ones that are like 5-note piano, and that's something that you could play at this level right now is like a 5-note piano book. They have others that are called big note books too. And those are even easier, so you can kind of take a look at those and see if that's something you're interested in. So I always love having some fun songs mixed in with all the lesson stuff, just because you can find things that you're interested in and play those. So we're gonna go ahead and get started today with our theory book. Okay, and we're doing a few pages in our theory book, and you'll love my theory book. You can tell it's been used by children. So what we're doing is we're kind of looking at patterns of notes here. So when I go up in my notes, it's like I go up in a wave. Okay, so here you've got a boat and he's riding these waves. So what you need to do is you need to find which waves match which waves. Okay, which note pattern matches which waves. Okay, I'm not going to show you too much of that, but if you'll see, that's okay, and you'll see some other ones down here. And then down below it says that you can draw your own wave for this one. My kid didn't do a very nice job, but they got the gist of it, I guess. So, and then it talks about drawing slurs. So now draw a slur from the first note to the last note in each melody above. So you're going to end up going back up here and drawing some slur lines up from the first note to the last note in there. Okay, that's not too difficult. The next thing, we're doing 3 pages in here today. This is called Ferris Wheel Improv. Now, improv is to create on the spot. So they have improv for a lot of things. You have improv comedy, you have improv in jazz music a lot. Jazz is a lot of improvisation, or to improvise. Okay, you can improvise kind of just with anything. If you're creating Legos, you can improvise and create just something on the spot. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a little teacher duet, and you're going to be creating the music that goes along with this teacher duet. So here's our map. We're going to choose a high C, and you're going to go ahead and place your hands just on a high C, C, D, E, F, G, up here. Okay. You can also use your left on the C's if you want to too. This is kind of up to you. It says you can play right hand or left hand. And what we're going to do is we're going to listen to this melody, and in the teacher duet, there's parts of it that hold, and it says it's like somebody getting off the Ferris wheel. So when somebody gets off the Ferris wheel, you kind of stop your playing, and you're going to hold until the Ferris wheel starts up again, and then you're going to play again too. So I'm going to let you listen to this first. And start from the beginning. Okay. So it's like the Ferris wheel is going along, right? And then it stops, kind of slows down, lets somebody off, and then it picks up again. So your job is to go ahead and play whatever you want that'll just go along with it. So you have to really listen for those slowdowns. And you're just making it up here. Okay, so it's really just making up whatever you want to go along with it. I would do it a couple times, okay? So this isn't something that you have to do necessarily every day, but just do it a couple times and play around with it. Come up with some sort of nice melody to go along with that, and listen for the holds, and that's when you're gonna hold too. All right, so page 5 is our last page that we're gonna do in here, and a lot of it is you filling in some things. But up here at the top, we're going to talk about the difference between the slur and the tie. And I briefly touched on that last lesson. So a slur, we know it connects notes kind of like a sentence. It goes from one note to a different note, okay, or it connects a group of notes. But a tie goes from one note to the same note, and what this means is you're holding this note for double the counts. So it's like it adds it together, it's tying it together, so you actually don't play this note again. You're gonna hold this note for both sets of counts. So in this instance, we've got this note for 3 counts, this note for another 3 counts, so you're going to play that C and hold it for 6 counts. Or play that D and hold it for 6 counts, okay? So it would look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Or double 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And the D would be 1, 2, 3, hold 2, 3. Instead of playing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, you're gonna hold those. All right, so then down here, I'm just gonna show you this first line, and we're going to talk about it. It says write slur or tie underneath. So this first one, you can tell it's a slur because it's going from one note to a different note, right? And it's got some notes in between, so that's a slur. So what do you think this is? Okay, there are the same notes in there, but is it tying that together to a same note? No, so this is also a slur. Now come over here. What's this line? Is it going from the same note to the same note? Yes, so this is an example of a tie. So now you can go ahead, you can go ahead and do the next 3 on your own, okay? Now this last part I'm gonna do with you, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about steps or skips in forte or piano. So if you remember what a step is when we just go up 1 or down 1 note, okay? A skip is when we have skipped a note in between, okay? So this is a second, a step is a second, and a skip is a third. So first, second, third, okay? All right, so I'm gonna give you some examples. And what you're gonna do, I'm gonna say, okay, fill in the first one, and I'm gonna play something down here, and you have to tell me if I played steps or skips, and if I played forte or piano, and then we'll move to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. So we're doing this right now, okay? You don't have to come back to it. This is it. So, all right, I want you to listen and tell me. So here's the first one. Write steps or skips, or circle steps or skips, excuse me, or forte or piano. Here we go. Okay, what did you hear? Okay, hopefully you heard steps and forte, okay? Moving to the second one. Okay, hopefully you heard skips and forte again. I'm changing mine up a little bit just so you know. All right, the next one. Okay, hopefully you heard skips in piano. And the last one is steps in piano. Okay, all right, so that is it for the theory book today. These lessons are getting a little longer because we have more to cover. So the next book that you're going to open up is the technique book. And in technique, I'm having a hard time opening it up. Last week we did sticky fingers. This week we're going to do something called smooth takeoff. So what we're doing with this is we are playing these little patterns. Do, 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 do. Okay, so these are skips. It's a skipping pattern. C, E, G, E, C, C, E. Now, this little arrow means that you're gonna go ahead and lift off your wrist, and coming down to the next line, you're gonna see you're supposed to play that an octave higher. And this is played 2 octaves higher. So what that looks like is this, and I'm just gonna give you the example right now. It goes C, E, G, E, C, C, E. Then you float up, light wrist, land back down on the next C. And you're gonna do the same thing. Lift, really relaxed, up to the next C, and doing the same thing. Okay, and lift up. Now the bottom hand is doing the same thing, but you're just starting on C and going down instead. C, A, F, A, C, C, A. Move to the next one. Lift up, move to the next one. This is hard for me to do while I'm watching my camera. And that's all we're doing in this book. So these you do practice every day. If they get super easy, that's okay. Technique is kind of like an exercise, okay? So even though it's simple, the repetition is really good for you. So, all right, that's that for that book. Then we're gonna move on to our lesson book. Today in our lesson book, we're doing page 11 and also 12 and 13. Here we have another Ferris wheel song to do. So, looking at this song, we've got some slurs in here. We've got some rests. Now the timing is a little bit different. So we're gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest, 2, 3, 4. This gives it kind of like a Caribbean-ish sounding rhythm, okay? And then we've got some that are together here now. G, C and E together. Okay, G, dun, 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 dun. Okay, and it's going from soft to loud. It says grow louder in here. And then here's your big slur. This is a sentence. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna give you this example. We're starting with our thumb on C with our right hand and our thumb on B with the left hand. Okay, so here's how it goes. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4, rest. 2, 3, 4. 1, 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 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Growing louder and too loud. Rest. 2, 3, 4. Now I should have gone a little bit quieter where it says piano, and you grow louder, so you can do that. Be better than me. Do a better job. Okay. This next one, Ferris wheel, let's look at it really quick and see what's coming. So we again have some slurs. Dun, 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 dun. And it's the same hand position that you're working with. So you've got your B's, all right? B, A, G, just like the last song. It's kind of like these notes here, hold for 3. It's kind of like that's where they get off, kind of like our improvisation. So we're gonna do just play through, play through, play through. Now at the very end, this is where our technique book comes in handy, because here we're going C and E, C and E, C and E. Then you lift your hand, drop it back down, the C and E 1 octave higher. Then you're gonna drop it back down, lift it and drop it back down an octave higher up here, okay? So it's like the Ferris wheel is getting higher higher, higher, and then it just holds up there. Okay, so here comes the example, and then we'll play it with the teacher duet. Now this is 3/4 timing, so our beats are 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I forgot to tell you, you have to put your pedal down for these last ones. So push that right pedal down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and listen to the teacher duets and play it with it and see how that goes. 3 beats this time, 2, 3. And our last song for this week, you are getting lots to do. So this is actually, I really like this little tune. It has a bunch of skips in it. Your bottom hand is going to be skipping C, E, G, C, E, G. So the top hand is slurred. So this is a bunch of slurs, a very smooth song, the Spanish guitar. And it's mezzo forte, moderately paced, so don't go too fast. And then you just quiet down at the end. And what this is, I'm just gonna give you a brief intro. C, E, G like this is what we call a broken chord, and we're gonna be doing more of that type of thing later. So this is kind of an introduction to a chord, but just broken up. So I'm gonna give you this example, and then this is the last song in your lesson today. So my 3 finger is going to start on E, my 5 finger will start on C. So we also have 3/4 timing here, so I'm going to count 1, 2, 3 and then start. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2, 3. So if you noticed at the end of this song, I forgot to point this out. First of all, you have a pedal, so you can pop your pedal down there. But here we have ties. See how I'm tied to the same note? Just like we were talking about before. So I played this 1, 2, 3, hold 2, 3. So you don't play this again, you just hold it down. All right. So, ta-da, we're done. I think next lesson we'll do a little bit of flashcard practice and work on our notes just a little bit more. If these notes are hard for you, I suggest going maybe even back into one of my previous lessons, or I'll do it at the beginning of the next lesson, the note practice, so you can brush up there too. So, hope you enjoy the load this week. Have good luck. Bye.